everyone, this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Thank you for joining me again today, and I'm back today to show you how I made this lovely card with these beautiful little flowers on. Last time, if you caught my last video, I showed you how I coloured the flowers, how I punched them out from the Year of Cheer designer paper, and how I coloured them using our Stampin' blends. You can see on my card here I've used shades of yellow and orange, and this time I decided to go with shades of turquoisey blue and to make a blue version, and those were the flowers that we coloured last time. We're going to use them to make a very similar card to this one today. So if I put that one to one side and get all the pieces of cardstock I need, I've got a card blank here that measures 29 by 14.5, so that when I close it, it's a square 14.5 centimeters by 14.5 centimeters. I've then got another panel which is it's almost a centimeter smaller than my card blank, so this was 13.5 centimeters, and then my piece of white was just about another half a centimeter smaller, my panel there. Those are going to go on my card in a sec, but first of all we're going to do a little bit of stamping. We're going to stamp the greeting. This is the greeting. It comes from the Big on Birthday stamp set, which is this one. Lots of lovely greetings and really nice big greetings to fill up a card. Not shown at full size on the front. You can see this one is a lot bigger than it is on the front of the pack. Really useful set, this one. I really like it. And I'm going to stamp my greeting today in Bermuda Bay. Move my flowers out of the way. Okay, so light stamping. Remember, you don't need to push the stamp into the pad, just tap it several times and make sure you've got it well covered. You can see where the ink is, and if you want to, if you're not sure whether you can't tell whether your stamp is covered or not, practice on a scrap piece of paper. Just stamp it out so that if you make any errors, you're not ruining your cardstock, and that's perfect. I don't know if you can see that there. That's no problem. So I'm going to go back in and I'm going to make sure that you need quite a firm tap, but you don't need to push it into the pad because you'll get ink all over the block, and that will then might catch on your card. Okay, so we're going to stamp it over here in this corner. This is Bermuda Bay I'm stamping in. My panel on my card was also Bermuda Bay, and because it's a big stamp, I'm just going to make sure that I have pressed down all the areas so that I get a nice stamp. And there we are. Beautiful. I love that greeting. Wishing you a very happy birthday. Great. Okay, so and then that goes on there and that goes on there. I'm just looking for my Tombow glue. Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to use Tombow to mount. I'm going to put my my stamp pad away first, otherwise I'll end up putting something in it. I'm going to use a little bit of Tombow to mount my panel onto here and then onto my card. So don't need very much Tombow. I've said this before in lots of my videos. Very tiny bit of glue that you need. Oh, if I can get it out. I've used this quite a lot, and don't put it too near the edges, because as you squash it down, the glue will seep out, and then you don't get you get glue all over your project. So just a bit in the middle there as well, and I'm going to mount that on my Bermuda Bay panel. The nice thing about the Tombow, as I always say, is you'll get a bit of wiggle room. So if you don't get it on straight to start with, you can wiggle it until you get. So try and make sure that all your sides are even. An even space all the way round, and that it's fairly straight. There we go. And then go back to your Tombow glue and mount that panel on your card blank, like so. We then going to come back to our flowers and mount our flowers on our card. And what I did with this one was I mounted the middle one flat on the card, but built the other two up on dimensionals. But before I put them on the card, can you see how the petals have got a bit of dimension? Can you see how they're curled over a bit? And I just did that with my bone folder. So I just took the flower, and just with my thumb and my bone folder, just pulled the petals up so that they've got a nice three-dimensional element to them. So I'm just going to do that on the last one. I haven't done this one yet. You can see from this how the pens bleed through the paper that you're colouring on, so do make sure you protect your surfaces when you're colouring with our new blends, and so on. So like I say, the middle one goes on straight onto the card. Oh, come on, glue. There we go. Straight onto the card. So I'm going to put that one there, and the other two I'm going to use some dimensionals. Where's my tweezers? There we go. So just a couple of dimensionals on the back of each of these, won't need many. Take off the backing. And position it where you want it. I'm going to position it, I might position it under that one this time actually. That one's moving because it's on glue rather than on a dimension. As soon as I stick this one down, it will stick. Okay, and another couple on there. And then the only other thing we've got left to do is, put some sparkly in the middles of these. And I'm using our multifaceted gems today to put the centres in. And I'm going to use them in silver. So put that down there. I'm going to use our silver clear faceted gem. They're actually clear rather than silver, but they do have a silvery sheen to them. So this is a new packet. I haven't used this one before. So I'm going to take the medium size ones and plonk in the middle of my flowers. Like so. And then the only thing left to do are the leaves. Put that over there. So I'm going to be stamping on Pear Pizzazz with a leaf from the Painted Harvest set. I'm going to be using this one here, which is like a solid, but it's not absolutely solid. It's a bit like a watercolour effect. So I've just got my Pear Pizzazz. So I'm stamping Pear Pizzazz onto Pear Pizzazz. And I'm going to do 4 lots of leaves. So 1. Can you see that's not a solid stamp? It looks a bit as if you've missed half the stamp off, but that is the effect we're going for. And this might not work because I've got to punch these out, so I might catch some of them with the punch, but we'll see. So let's put that away. Always put the lids on your stamp pads when you or if you can get them on when you've finished, or you'll be like me and be putting things on them. So take your leaf punch and just punch out those leaves. So just line it up at the back. You can see where it is, where it's lined up, and punch. And I'm going to have to cut a piece of the spare card off to get the punch around. Oh, there we go. So I can now get up to that one, I think. Line it up as best I can and punch. And then this one, will that one go? Yes, I can do this one as well. And the last one, let's just trim off some of that card. And the last one. And again, I'm going to use my bone folder to give these leaves a little bit of dimension. So just literally very simple. 1, it takes 2 seconds to do. 2, 3 and 4, and then all I need to do is a little bit of Tombow glue again and position my leaves wherever I want them. So a little bit of Tombow glue on there, and one is going up here. A little bit of Tombow glue going in here. Can you see that? Trying to keep things on camera. Another one over here. Actually, I'm loving this colour scheme. I do like blues. The bluey turquoise is one of my favourite colours, and actually this has come together really nicely, better than I could have hoped. And that one's going to go under there, sneak in there. There we go. So that's the card in version of Pool Party, just like the one I did in Daffodils Delight and Pumpkin Pie. Which one's your favourite? Leave me a comment on the video to let me know which one you prefer. Definitely me, the blue one is my favourite, but there might be different opinions out there. So thank you for joining me today. Hope you've enjoyed the project. If you wanted to buy any of the products I've used, they're available in my Stampin' Up shop online, or you can just send me a message and I can organise the order for you. No problem, I'd be happy to hear from you. Until next time, come back and join me, and I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.